Hi, my name's Trent and I'm going to be doing a review on the iRule application for iOS devices. It's built for iPad, iPod Touch and iPhone. This application gets rid of the clutter from your normal conventional remotes. To have full functionality of iRule, you need a Global Cache iTac or GC100. I'm using a GC100-12, which is the top of the line for the Global Cache controllers. This has 6 IR inputs or sensor inputs, 3 relays and 2 RS-232s. So this is my layout of iRule. Anybody can set it up differently, as most professional as you want or as simple as you want. This is my home screen, so when you open the application it comes to this straight up. I have my lights, which I've photoshopped myself, the heading, and I've got my light switches. So you've got my theatre, off button, on button and anywhere in between. Entertainment room, patio, front door, etc. I've got a computers button which takes me to my FreeNAS, my router or my torrents, which you can go into and you can access your torrents. To demonstrate the simplicity of iRule, I'll go through a demo now. Okay, we'll go to TV. So it turns the TV on. A couple of seconds later it changes it to your TV, so rather than HDMI 1 or whatever, it changes it to your TV channel. So then you've got your volume, go up, and if you want to change the channel, you just have to click on the channel that you want to choose. So channel 9, and channel 9's displaying. If you want to watch something else, you just click on that button as well. So 7.2, and there's 7.2 in the background. Now you also got your channel buttons, which I've added just for future use if there's another new channel that's come out and we haven't updated the iPad software, you can just go up and down as so. So from here I'll show you how to go to a different source, so such as Boxee. So first of all we'll turn the TV and everything off. So we'll turn it off so I can demonstrate how it changes it to a different HDMI input. So click Boxee, turns the TV on, turns Boxee on, and a couple of seconds later, once the TV is ready, it sends another IR signal to turn it to HDMI 1. And there we go. Now that Boxee box is loaded, I'll show you how it works. So these use a HTTP network protocol rather than using an IR signal, because Boxee box doesn't actually have IR. It uses an RF remote. So you just got your left, right, so you can go into your files, and you've got your movies down here, your FreeNAS, which is another computer which holds your movies. So from here we'll just go to PlayStation. We'll turn the Boxee off, and now the Boxee's off. Come back over here and we'll go to the PlayStation. So this will turn the PlayStation on, the TV to different HDMI, and PlayStation's booting up now. At the moment, the PlayStation, you cannot turn it off with iRule because it's using Bluetooth remotes and it's not a discrete on and off. It's using, you have to hold down the PS button, scroll down to shut down and then go yes. So they don't actually have that functionality built into the PlayStation. I have created a bit of an electrical hack. If you're tech savvy like me, I've made a relay switch for my Boxee where I've taken some cables out of the on-off switch from the internal switch and put it through relays, which I've attached to another relay on the Global Cache GC100-12 to turn my Boxee on and off, and that made it discrete as well, using 2 relays into the 2 relays of the Global Cache. So now that you've got your PlayStation up, you can go left and right, so we'll go left, and that's it. So turn that off. Like I said, you can't actually turn your PlayStation off as of yet. Alright, from there we'll go back over to our TV and we'll just demonstrate how it changes again. And that's it. Now to go through some pros and cons associated with iRule, you've got a few cons and a few pros. Mainly overall, it is an awesome app and it is well worth the price that you pay for it. Now, the app itself is free in the App Store, so you can download that. But the builder to create this interface does cost $50. They do have a 2-week trial, so you can play around and have a bit of fun with it before you actually have to pay the $50 for the basic version or $100 for the Pro version, which gives you feedback such as the volume, where it's at, and it shows you on the iPad. Now you can upgrade from the basic version for an extra $50 later down the track if you want to go the basic straight up, which I recommend doing that, just getting used to it and then going Pro once you got used to everything working. So the pros would be the ease of use in functionality, so one button does everything almost. It just, you know, it's you look at it and you can tell what it's going to do. You know, you want to watch TV, it does it all for you. It turns it on, it changes it to the channel. You know, you have the picture of the channel that you want to go to. It does it all for you, which is fantastic. Now, another pro is that you can have all your AV equipment in another room completely altogether, out of the way, hidden in a corner or wherever you want it. You don't need it in front, underneath your TV where IR remotes can see it. So you can put that away, hidden away, have the TV on the wall with nothing else underneath it. So that's a pretty good functionality of the iRule. Some cons. If you want to be picky, you've got some things like up the top you've got the bar, which takes up a little bit of room, and at the bottom you've got another bar. Overall, it's not a big thing, it's being picky, but I like the professional look of the whole thing. Another one would be, if you're going to lock it on this screen, so it has this screen, it doesn't lock the iPad, so you can pick it up and take off where you left off from it. It'll be good for the screen to fade away, so it's not so bright when you're watching a movie, and maybe come back to life when you actually pick it up by movement. It knows that it wants to be used, and it comes back to life for you. Another con about having iRule is that you have to actually go out and purchase a controller, such as an YTrack or a GC100, which can be reasonably pricey. You got the basic iTacs, which cost around about $100 and then you go upwards to $300-ish for the top of the range Global Cache GC100 series, as I have, which are reasonably expensive, but if you want to have all the functionality that does everything, it's worth paying for it. I managed to get mine secondhand off eBay for $150 delivered, which is pretty good, and that's to Australia. Also, you've got your setup, so your building interface, which is to build everything on here. That the user actually does that themselves. It is reasonably easy to pick up, and they've got tutorials on their website and how-tos, and they've got a forum at iRuleCommunity.com. Also, not everything works with the iRule, so you have things like your PlayStation and your Boxee box. Boxee box uses a RF remote, PlayStation uses a Bluetooth remote. Now, iRule doesn't actually have an interface that relates to RF or Bluetooth, or the Global Cache, sorry, don't work with it. But you can get ways around that, such as your PlayStation does have a Logitech adapter, which that goes to IR, so you have all the functionality except a few things like you can't turn off properly, like discrete on-off. You can just go through the functions like your normal PlayStation one. So in conclusion, iRule is an awesome app that you can use that just controls everything and does it really well. It's definitely well worth the money. You know, $50 for the builder and a couple $100 for your iTac or GC100s. You know, you've got iPhones, iPod Touches, iPads sitting around the house. You can just make use of that and just turn it into a controller that controls everything. Hide away all your remotes and your devices in another room if you want, and it takes care of the rest.